सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. After a long time, we are meeting again. I was coming here for some time. We will see what is the correct meaning of the word spiritual or spirituality. Is it possible to close the door? This the door opposite to me. If I ask you, people who are seated there, how many of you consider yourself to be spiritual? Suppose I ask. Regarding being spiritual, people have different ideas. Those who said yes, they also have some idea, and those who did not raise their hand also have some ideas. And sometimes, spouse has told, when you go to any meeting, don't give your opinion. So just keep quiet. Permission नहीं है. पूछ के बताएं. So let us understand what really spirituality means. To understand what spirituality is, we need to understand certain facts about life. Our life is consisting of experiences. Unit of our life is experience. Experience that comprises your life. And therefore, if most of your experiences are considered to be good by you, then your life is good life. And if you think that you did not have good experiences, most of the experiences were not so good, then you can say my life is not so good. So goodness or otherwise of life is decided by the quality of most of the experiences you have. An experience includes everything: thoughts, action, perception, memory, imagination, all of them. And everybody wants to have good experience. In fact, when you came here, you wanted to have good experience of some lecture. Some Swamiji's talk, you will have good experience. And generally, we try to make our experience better and better by changing the quality of the object of experience. If the object of my experience is better, my experience will be better. If I am having simple food, then I will have some experience. If I have some tasty, special food, I will have better experience. Simple music, some experience. Some particular music, whatever music I like, better music, better experience. And therefore we generally think that the quality of my experience is decided by the object of experience. If I meet ordinary people, I will have ordinary experience. If I meet better people, I will have better experience. Every time we are trying to improve the object of experience so that we will have better experience. And to some extent, it seems to work. When I improve the object, then my experience seems to improve. But this type of approach of improving experience, making my experience better, only by improving the objects is a lopsided approach. It is something like a businessman is thinking that if I improve my marketing, then my business will improve. Just marketing. And he tries to improve marketing. And his business to some extent will improve. But he is so obsessed with this marketing that he ignores the production, he ignores HR, he ignores finance. Then in long run, his business will not flourish. So even though marketing is important, but marketing is not the only thing in business. Similarly, object of experience is an important factor of experience, but that is not the only factor. Generally, we ignore the other factor which is involved in experience, and that is experiencer, I myself. So there are some people, very few, who pay attention on the experiencer, on myself, me as a person, rather than every time blaming the world for my not good experience. He or she tries to pay attention. Am I responsible for the quality of the experiences I have? Pays attention and tries to make some correction in oneself. That person we can call a spiritual person. Spiritual person is the one, the basic approach of a spiritual person. We can say spiritual person is the one who has stopped blaming the world and even stopped blaming oneself, but has taken the responsibility to make correction in oneself. You see, generally our approach is what? I am unhappy because of this person, because of that person, because of this weather, because of the government, because of my neighbor, because of this management, because of food. We always find some scapegoat for our misery, our insecurity, our anxiety. Swamiji, I am so anxious because my son is not behaving properly. I am feeling so tense because of my daughter, because of my son, because of my spouse. And that approach is non-spiritual approach. I will call it samsaric approach. Whereas the approach of a person whom we can call spiritual person is not blaming the world for my misery, my unhappiness, my sorrow, my feeling of insecurity. Nor I blame myself. I don't blame the world. I don't blame myself. I start taking responsibility and start making correction in myself wherever it is possible. That person can be called spiritual. Generally, people think spiritual person is the one who is all the time doing meditation. Spiritual person is the one who is wearing some mala. Spiritual person is the one who is growing beard. Spiritual person is the one who is wearing white dress or some orange dress, kavi. Spiritual person is the one who has gone to Himalayas. Spiritual person is the one who is staying in the ashram. We generally have this type of idea that these people are spiritual, staying in the ashram, wearing mala, etc., growing beard. But that is not true definition of a spiritual person. Spiritual person is the one who is committed to inner growth leading to self-discovery. In fact, that is the definition of spirituality. Commitment to inner growth leading to self-discovery, self-knowledge. That is called spirituality. So let us not connect spirituality with all the external things. Going to ashram, going to Himalayas, wearing particular dress, that is not making you spiritual. Spiritual people may do some of the things, but all those things really do not make you spiritual. With wearing jeans, you can be a spiritual person. And wearing this kavi also, you may not be a spiritual person. So what makes you a spiritual person is your commitment to inner growth, which will lead you finally to self-knowledge, self-discovery, discovery of your limitless self. That is what spirituality is. So spirituality begins with your commitment to inner growth and it culminates into self-knowledge. Now some people will ask this question, Swamiji, why do we require self-knowledge? First of all, Swamiji, who am I? I know I am Mr. So-and-so, I am Devadatta, I am Subramaniam, I am Ramachandran. So I know Swamiji, I am a human being. So one thing is, I already know what I am. And another thing is, even if I know myself, whatever you say, some knowledge we have about self, what will I get out of it? Because human mind is utilitarian. Always ask this question, what will I get out of it? So let us understand why we need self-knowledge. First of all, we are confused about what really we are. Everybody is confused what really one is. Why? Because one keeps changing one's introduction. Sometimes I say, I am a father, I am a son. Sometimes I say, I am a fat fellow, I am a very emotionally disturbed person, I am very intelligent, or I am dull. So, we seem to assume so many status. And all status we assume are variable, keep changing. I am is invariable. I am a father, I am a son, I am intelligent, I am a doctor, I am an engineer, I am is constant, but all other things are variables. And our observation is that invariable is different from variables. I am is invariable and that I am who is invariable should be different from all variable status. So real I cannot be a father because father is a variable status. I am not father for everybody. Don't try also. Some people have this, I am father, so they try to be a fatherly with everybody and people will say mind your business. So you cannot be fatherly or father for everybody. You cannot be a son to everybody or daughter to everybody. You are a father or son with reference to someone. So father or son is a role you are playing. Who you are, who is playing the role of a father or son. And therefore, we can say that for a person is confused about the self-identity. It's a very funny thing that we know so many things in the world and we do not know ourselves. Because Swamiji, Swami Dayanand went somewhere, some country, and he gave the talks on who am I. Swamiji said, isn't it funny that all the way from India I am coming to tell you what? Who am I? But that's a fact. People know so many things, but they do not have the knowledge of what really they are. So first of all, one needs to understand that one is confused about the self-identity and one does not have the knowledge of what really one is, the real self. And second thing is, what is the importance of knowing the self? The importance is this: how you look upon yourself decides how you will look upon the world. How will you respond to different situations? Your conclusion about yourself decides your response, decides your attitude to the world. We can see this in relative sense. If I look upon myself to be cheated, Swamiji, I have been cheated, I am exploited by everybody, then my outlook to the world will be different. I will be always cautious. I will have some anger with the world. And I will have this feeling of this misery. I will feel miserable that how come I am cheated, Swamiji? Everywhere, in fact, he will exaggerate. He will say, everywhere, Swamiji, I am cheated. I am taken advantage of. My brothers take advantage, my sister take advantage, my spouse take advantage, my children take advantage. I am cheated, exploited, not treated properly. And such a person who has this conclusion, his response to the world, his outlook of the world will be different. Whereas a person who is thinking, I am blessed, I am so blessed, my parents have really given me education, my teachers were very gracious to teach me, my friends have helped me, and wherever I go, I am so blessed, so blessed. The person has this conclusion, I am blessed. You see, what will be his outlook? His outlook would be, the world is full of good people. And thereby what will happen? He will be ready to contribute. He will have a friendliness with the world. Whereas the person who thinks that he is cheated, he is gullible, he will be always anxious, always on guards. Whereas this person will be relaxed. I am blessed. Whatever happens, I am blessed. So you can understand what conclusion you have about yourself makes so much difference in your life. It will decide your attitude towards the world. It will decide the response to different situations in the world. And when you have right understanding about yourself, that you are limitless, then your approach to the world is quite different. And therefore, self-knowledge is required, and self-knowledge is not there with most of the people. And therefore, this spiritual pursuit has got its culmination in self-knowledge. But for this self-knowledge to happen, one requires some inner growth, maturity, self-growth. And that self-growth is the first step in spirituality. That alone will make the person qualified to receive this self-knowledge in effective manner. we need to know what it means to be mature, what it means to be having inner growth. Inner growth has got certain aspects. So we will discuss about some of the aspects. The first aspect is objectivity. Objectivity means seeing things as they are. Not more, not less. Means I don't say everything is bad in the world. Everything is good only. Everything is going to give me what I am seeking. I do not make wrong conclusion, wrong superimpositions. For example, money. Generally I give this example. If some people say money is useless, that person does not have objectivity. In fact, if anybody says money is useless, you ask him first question, do you have money? First you ask. If he says money is useless, first question you ask, do you have money? If he says yes, please give it. Because it is useless. Next time you will not tell this. It is useless for you, no? So give it. We will use for some seva project. And if you don't have money, then how can you talk about the utility or otherwise? Anyway, so to say that money is useless is not objectivity. Why? Because money is something. Money can buy things. Money can give comforts. Money can make certain transaction easy. Especially in India, if you have some transaction, more money will give, transaction easy. You want to have driving license, if you have to give little more money, easy. Otherwise 3-4 times you have to go. So money has some comfort, money has some value, you cannot deny. But if somebody says money is the solution to all problems, panacea, then it is wrong. If somebody says, if I have money, then no problem at all, that is subjectivity. So what is objectivity about money? Money can do so many things, but money cannot do everything. Money is definitely something, but money is not everything. This is called objectivity. What money can do, I understand, and what money cannot do, also I understand. That is called objectivity. Similarly, relationship. Some people think that relationship is a binding. You should never have relationship with anyone. Relationship binds. I don't want to relate to anybody. मुझे मेरे हाथ में छोड़ दो. So like that. So leave me alone. There are some people like this, and they think they are spiritual people. Those who hate relationship, in fact, they need relationship. And so, some people they say that relationship is not good at all. Relationship is binding. You should never have it. That is subjectivity. That is not objectivity. And if someone says, this relationship will give me everything in life, this relationship will give me complete fulfillment in my life, that also is subjective. If somebody says, Swamiji, if I marry this person, my life will be complete, that is subjective. Nobody can make your life complete. You only have to discover completeness within yourself. Nobody can make your life complete. Forget about it. In fact, many people, they expect too much. You expect something which is not there, and then you feel frustrated. You cannot blame others for your frustration because your expectation was wrong. This watch can do the job of a watch, I cannot expect a watch to do the job of a mic. It can do the job of a watch. Mic can do the job of a mic. It cannot do the job of a watch. And so, relationship has a place in our life. Relationship is important for emotional growth. The people who try to avoid relationship all the time, they don't grow emotionally. They remain shrunk, isolated, and many a times leads to depression. Therefore, you need not have unnecessary relationship, but whatever is given to you by the Lord, don't try to run away from it. So, objectivity regarding everything. Objectivity about food. Some people are too foodies they call. So food alone, morning also they think about what breakfast time, they think about lunch time, they think about dinner. In between, most of the time, in Tamil we have a word, sapadram. That food alone is everything, that is subjectivity. Food, we should not think about it, that also is subjectivity. Food has a place in our life, we cannot ignore it. But food is not everything. So the first quality of a mature person, the person with inner growth, is objectivity. Seeing things as they are. Not more, not less. And this objectivity in life will be expressed in the form of balanced approach. When you have objectivity, you will have balanced approach. Nothing is given too much importance, nothing is neglected. Like your food, you can require a balanced diet. You must be knowing. You require carbohydrate, fat, this protein, vitamins. Similarly, if you have objectivity, you will give place to everything what requires the place. So first quality is objectivity. Second quality is this acceptance. Acceptance of oneself, acceptance of others. How do I accept myself? Most of the people do not have self-acceptance. They think I am not so good. And unfortunately, people around also will keep on saying, you are not good, you are not good, you are not good. And so, yeah, I am not good. So most of the people have got self-doubt. There is no self-worthiness. Feeling of being worthy is not there. And that is why they try to get approval from others because they do not accept themselves. Others have to come and tell me, you are good. I don't think I am good. So that is called self-non-acceptance. Whereas a mature person is the one who has this relative self-acceptance. Self-acceptance does not mean he is proud. Oh, I am great. That is not self-acceptance. I am blessed to be what I am. I am worthy of pursuing what is important in my life. I deserve to be happy. I deserve to have the opportunities in life. Means I have healthy self-esteem. Healthy self-esteem means this: I consider myself to be deserving of happiness, deserving of knowledge, deserving of opportunities. Otherwise, what will happen? If this self-esteem is not there, you will reject the opportunities given to you. Because you think that anyway I am not worthy of this. So what is the use of doing anything? And therefore, this good self-esteem is very much required in life, and a mature person is the one who has got self-acceptance. If you cannot accept yourself, how do you expect others to accept you? People say, nobody accepts me. But yeah, I question is, do you accept yourself? If you learn to accept yourself, slowly people will fall in line. And even if they don't accept you, it doesn't matter. What matters the most is, I accept myself. And my acceptance of myself will be expressed in the form of gratitude to Bhagavan, gratitude to the whole world. The sign of self-acceptance is gratitude. You will be so blessed, you always feel grateful to everything. And because of relative self-acceptance, you will have acceptance of the people around, situations around. Most of the time, when we reject anything in the world, it is because some aspect of ourselves we are rejecting. When you are angry with the world for something, that particular something is a sign of the non-acceptance of that aspect in yourself. If you accept yourself, then acceptance of the world will not be a problem. In fact, when you are rejecting your spouse or children, it has got its root in non-acceptance of yourself. When you say, my son is not good, actually your problem is, I do not accept myself as the father of such a son. That is what it means. When you say, I hate my spouse, I hate myself as the spouse of such a lady or such a man. More you accept yourself, more you will be able to accept the world. And that is the sign of the self-growth. The second quality of a mature person is relative acceptance of oneself and the world. The third thing will be the quality of a person who is having inner growth is his or her mind is relatively calm. No physical restlessness, no mental restlessness. Relatively, he or she is calm. Otherwise, some people are so restless, can't sit quietly. And so much restlessness in the mind, so much restlessness expressed even at the physical level. So, whereas a mature person, because of the acceptance of the world and acceptance of oneself, he or she is relatively calm. And one more quality of a person with maturity is he or she will have proper value system. The value of values is understood by the person. Like truthfulness. He need not be told that you should be truthful. He or she understands the importance. When you have understood the importance of these values, honesty, truthfulness, non-violence, then you don't require to be told. It becomes very natural for you. So mature person is the one who will be following the values without any instruction. She will be following because he or she has understood the importance of values. And one more quality of a mature person is the expansion of the mind. He or she will not have that narrow-mindedness, petty-mindedness, me and my family only. That is not maturity. Mature person, the person with inner growth is the one who has very broad mind. And because of this expansion of the mind, he will not have this consideration that I alone should get everything, let anything happen to anybody. When I go to the dining hall, I should get the best, let anything happen to anybody. That will not be an approach of a mature person. Mature person will definitely take what is required, but he or she will think of others. There is a beautiful shloka. Ayam nija parava iti ganana lagu chetasam udara charitanam tu vasudeva kutumbakam. The whole world is my family. You don't require even any introduction. You feel everybody is connected. When you have this heart, you don't require even the language. You just get connected. Everybody. There is no such thing that, oh, this person belongs to my state, this person doesn't belong to my state. There is no such consideration. ये तो अपने वाला है, हमारा तमिलियन है. So, और I was a Malayali. There is no such thing. You connect with all. Maturity makes you expanded. You feel connected to everybody. You are ready to share. This expansion of the mind will be expressed in the form of sharing, being a contributor. And Pujya Swamiji used to highlight one quality, and that is compassion. One sign or one quality of a mature person is compassion. He will or she will not be harsh in his words, in action, even in thinking. Compassion. Daya. Daya is a very great quality. It helps you grow. If you have daya and you act out of compassion, you keep growing. And growth is there, daya will be there. Daya comes, more growth comes. Compassion to everybody. When somebody is in difficulty, at that time, try to help the person. Not scolding him, taunting him, like somebody is suffering. And you tell him, see, I told you, why did you do this? Hey, this person is crying, suffering, and you are taunting the person. That is not compassion. Compassion is what I can do for you. That's what Pujya Swami used to say, that when I see the person, my heart is, what can I do for him? Samsari will be thinking, what can I get from this person? Whereas saintly person, mature person is the one who thinks, what can I do for you? More you give, more you grow. So this expansion of the mind will be expressed in the form of compassion, sharing. You become a contributor. Swamiji used to emphasize this. Everybody is a consumer. Because without consumption, without being a consumer, you cannot live your life. To sustain your body, you have to consume food, you have to consume water, you have to consume air. Everything you have to consume. You are consuming. So, consumer you are, but learn to be a contributor. So, being a contributor, it's not that you have to contribute money only. You can contribute whatever you have and useful to others. You don't contribute something all waste is there which will I contribute. That also somebody will take. But there is a heart. Whenever there is opportunity, I am ready to contribute. Oh Lord, give me more and more opportunities and resources to contribute. Pujya Swamiji used to say that when you contribute, then relatively you become free from insecurity. Because when you contribute, you feel good about it, and you have contributed, and you feel that without the things which I have given, I can live. Slowly makes you free from insecurity. And therefore, a person who has inner growth, he or she is a contributor. You can give time. You can give patient hearing to somebody. In fact, nowadays in modern time, people have this problem. Something nobody is there to talk to, and therefore nowadays they have to talk to on Facebook and mobile and WhatsApp and all. No live. So if you can give some patient hearing to someone, that also is a good seva. Contact. Whatever you can, contact. That is the sign of growth. And one more, the last one is a person who has got inner growth will have slowly clarity of the goal of life and the means to attain the goal of life. So because of his maturity, he has got objectivity, he has got calmness, and because of he or she will slowly have what is the clarity of what is the goal of life. What for we have come to this human birth, and he or she will discover that this human life is meant for discovery of the fullness which is intrinsically available with you. So discovery of one's true self is the goal of life. Why? Because everybody through every action is seeking only freedom. Everybody wants moksha. It is not that Swami is only about moksha. Everybody wants freedom only. Freedom from what? Freedom from helplessness, freedom from dependence, freedom from this sense of being limited, constrained. And so everybody really wants freedom. And this freedom can be gained only when I discover myself to be free from limitation. And discovery of freedom from limitation is only possible by knowing what really I am. Therefore, mature person is the one who has this clarity of goal of life and who has desire for self-knowledge. So, vividisha, desire to know the self, is a sign of maturity. In Upanishad it is said, Yajnena Danena Tapasa Brahmanaha Vividishanti. So this Vividisha comes when there is maturity. And based on the clarity regarding the goal of life and regarding the means to attain the goal of life, that person will have the commitment to self-knowledge, commitment to the means for self-knowledge. And what are the means for self-knowledge? Self-knowledge is attained by listening to the scriptures from competent teachers. Because self is not available for my perception, and therefore it is not available for inference. It is available only through the Shastra Pramanam, Vedanta Pramanam, the means of knowledge in the form of Vedanta. And Vedanta I cannot study by myself. And therefore, listening to Vedanta from a competent teacher is the means for getting self-knowledge. Here many people have this question. Swamiji, self is inside and the scriptures are outside. So how outside scriptures can give me the knowledge of inside self? Many people say that, so we should look within. This only Shastra and all this cannot give self-knowledge. Only we have to look within and then we will get self-knowledge. That is how many people think. And therefore they say we should keep on asking who am I, and one day I will get self-knowledge. That is not possible because if I know myself, then why should I ask who am I? And if I do not know myself, in spite of asking, how can I get the answer? If you do not know the object, particular object, some bacteria you do not know, then if you keep on asking, what is bacteria? What is bacteria? Then will you get the answer in meditation? You will not. If you know, you don't have to ask. And if you don't know, know, even if you ask, answer will not come. Therefore, the scriptures are required as we require the mirror to see our face. See, to see your face, do you require some external means or not? You require mirror. So just as external mirrors are required, a mirror is required to see your face, similarly scriptures are like mirrors. And those scriptures will reveal what really you are. And what is the vision of scripture? The vision of scripture is you are not confined to this body. You are someone who are aware of this body and therefore different from not confined to this body. Similarly, not confined to the mind, sense organs. You are someone who is the witness of this body, mind, sense organs. So you are consciousness which is different from, not limited by this body, mind, sense organs. And this consciousness alone is one with the truth of this world called Brahma, and therefore you are limitless Brahma. That is the vision of Upanishad. And to gain this vision, you need to study Shastra, you do contemplation, then you gain this vision, you abide in this vision. But for that, as I said, some inner growth is required. And your commitment to inner growth, culminating into self-discovery, that alone is spirituality. So now onwards, I hope you will not connect spirituality with a particular dress, particular place, or a particular condition that you always in meditation, etc. Not required. Even wherever you are, you can be spiritual. If you are doing your duty properly, with the awareness that this duty is the means for my inner growth, you are spiritual. So it's not that you have to give up your house, give up all your bank balance and then you become spiritual. Wherever you are, you can become spiritual. And regarding spirituality, people have some questions. One question is, Swamiji, what is the significance of being spiritual? How spirituality is important for oneself and how important to the society? Our answer is, when you have the spirituality in real sense, what is spirituality in real sense? Commitment to inner growth leading to self-knowledge. When you have spirituality in real sense in your life has a direction. Otherwise, you will be trying so many things without getting fulfillment. The spirituality gives direction in your life. Spirituality brings harmony in your life. And even from the angle of society, when people are spiritual, more and more people are spiritual, then there is harmony because spiritual person believes in harmonious life with everybody. So more spiritual people are there, more non-violence will be there, more peace will be there, more contribution will be there. Mature person is the one who thinks more about the duty, less about the rights. And as somebody said very nicely, he said the idea of duty brings beauty in life. And the focus on right brings lot of vibes. And therefore the mature people who are focusing on duty will definitely bring beauty in the society. Therefore this spirituality is good for the person, good for the society. And one more question is there regarding spirituality. Swamiji, isn't spirituality selfishness? Because in spirituality, what you do, you focus on inner growth, self-knowledge. Everything self. Isn't it selfishness? So, is a spiritual person selfish? Many people think like this. To that question, we can give answer in two ways. One thing is, there is no absolute selflessness in the world. Tell me one person whom you know is totally selfless. Tell me one. Swami, I am very selfless. No, I spend a lot of time on social service. I don't believe in selfishness. I am not selfish. So if you say that Swamiji, I am not selfish, I spend a lot of time, a lot of money on social service, I will ask this question. Why do you do that? Why do you do social service? Oh Swamiji, it is so good when children have a smile on their face when I give them chocolate or I give them some dress. It gives me so much joy. Please, you are doing the social service for what? I think for your job. You cannot say that you are doing purely for children. You are doing for yourself. So there is no absolute selflessness in the world. So-called selfless people also are selfish in a way, in a subtler way. So don't have that air, I am a selfless person. All these people, all Swamis are selfish people because they think about their moksha only. They don't care for the society. We care for the society. So they are selfish, we are selfless. See how much we are doing. Don't have such air. Why? Because you are doing since you are getting satisfaction. That's why many social workers, after some time, they give up social service. You know why? Because they don't get satisfaction. Swamiji, how much to do? Whatever we do, people remain the same. We give money. They have complained, they give up. So it means when they were doing also, it was for a purpose. So this is one answer. Second answer is that we need to understand proper definition of selfishness and selflessness. As I said, absolute selflessness is not possible. So what is relative selflessness which is possible? Selfless person is the one who does not ignore others' happiness while pursuing his happiness. A better definition, selfless person is the one who includes others' happiness even while he is pursuing his happiness. So like now, I am sharing whatever I know. In that, I am enjoying and some of you are at least benefiting. So this is called selfless. I am enjoying. It is not that I have what to do. This woman told I can't say no. Therefore I don't have something. I am enjoying, and some of you are at least enjoying. So this is selfless, where your happiness is not ignoring or harming, disturbing others' happiness. In fact, it is including others' happiness. What is selfishness? Selfishness is the approach of pursuing one's own happiness, ignoring or disturbing others' happiness. When you are pursuing your happiness, you ignore others' happiness or even disturb others' happiness, disturb the pursuit of others' happiness, then you are selfish. I do what I want. I feel like making noise, I will. It is called selfishness. I throw this, whatever paper is there, I just throw. I eat banana and I throw the banana peel on the road. Let anything happen to other person. Because for me it is very convenient. I don't feel like going to this garbage bin and all. I just throw it. That is called selfishness. When you do not consider others' happiness others' comfort. You are so focused on your own happiness, your own well-being, that you don't care for others. In fact, you don't mind taking away others' happiness. That is called selfishness. And when you are including others' happiness, you enjoy sharing. That is called selflessness in relationships. And therefore, if I am spiritual, then not only I am benefited, but the people around me will be benefited. Spiritual person leads the life of harmony. Spiritual person lives a life of contribution. Therefore, his or her life will be a blessing to the people around. Therefore, spirituality is not selfishness. Spirituality is a blessing to oneself and blessing to the society. And last, Swamiji, how do I know that I am growing spiritually? Many people have this question. How do I know? But there is no meter that you go and you stand in front of some meter and say, your spiritual quotient, they have a quotient, EQ, etc. So your IQ, EQ, similarly SQ, spiritual quotient is now 95. So how will you know? Simple. When you are growing spiritually, you have more self-acceptance expressed in the form of gratitude, expressed in the form of sharing. When you are growing spiritually, you have less complaints about the world. You have more compliments, less complaints. And you find more and more peace within yourself. You find more and more happiness within yourself. Your gloomy face becomes a blooming face. Otherwise, some people will be seeing in the morning, whole day we get bloated food. So some people are again like that. So from that, we change. And one more indicator is, more and more you are growing spiritually, more and more you will have this mind to get knowledge about yourself, do contemplation on the subject matter of the Shastra, and you will have value for getting this knowledge of oneself and abiding in this knowledge. And you will have expansion. Therefore, your consideration of me and my family alone will not be there. For you, everybody is yours. And you know one thing, when you are grown spiritually, you do not have any enemy in the world. There will not be anybody whom I don't speak to. I don't have anybody whom I cannot smile at. Anybody, there is no person whom I don't know. Always somebody, many of you must have, sorry, I don't talk to that person. I don't talk. Nobody. Spiritual person is the one who does not have any such person. Who is my enemy? There is a complete blankness, nothing. Nobody is my enemy. People may consider me enemy, it is their problem. I do not consider anybody to be my enemy. I am ready to smile at anyone. I am ready to talk to anyone. That is the sign of spiritual growth. I wish you all the best in your spiritual growth.